Hey y'all, Doc here with episode 12 of Cherokee Therapy. This time I'm going to just do a quick one on using one of those Duplicolor paint pens to fill in little scratches and stuff that you might have in your paint. Now, if you've been following my Instagram feed, and I hope some of you are at least, you know that I did a bunch of videos, a series of short videos on dealing with some pretty bad rust at the rear of my XJ, right where everybody gets it seems like, above the exhaust in the rear right quarter panel. So I chose to do the Bondo fix, and I had a bunch of people say, oh, it'll never last, blah, 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 blah. Well, so far it's lasted. No sign of the rust returning or anything like that. I made sure to cut out as much rust as I can and sanded the hell out of the rest. Then put down a good thick layer of rust treatment so it turned all black, and then put backing on, the mesh backing, and fiberglass Bondo. So as far as Bondo jobs go, it's the best I've ever done, and it looks pretty damn sturdy. So I anticipate this will last years, not months, as some in the Facebook XJ group had predicted. So if you're one of those people and you know who you are, anyway, I did a quick review here of the Duplicolor pen that I also used during this process. So let's go ahead and take a quick look at that, and hope you enjoy the video. Here we go. Hey, if you've been watching any of my shorts, you know that I'm dealing with some rust issues on this old XJ that I keep making videos about, and that's pretty much par for the course. It's 22 years old at this point, and let's face it, Chryslers were, not known for making cars that lasted a long time, especially once Fiat got involved, but thankfully this was pre-Fiat, obviously. This is a 2000 XJ Jeep Cherokee. And I want to go over today how to use this. It's the Duplicolor pen that's intended to be used for fixing small scratches and stuff like that. And I think it's going to work out well because I've got a couple of areas where, I don't know if you can see this, I'll try and get in here close, just chips where the paint has rusted and stuff. And I don't want to do a full, sanding, two-part primer, all that kind of stuff on that. I'm wondering if this would do the trick. And the way it's supposed to be used, I've still got the protection thing on here. I'll take that off. This is an abrasive tip, so you use that to scrape away bad paint and rust. Hopefully it'll do that. And then underneath here, I think, is you've got two options. You can use a pen to apply the paint, or they've got a little brush. And this one is allegedly in the original Chrysler Forest Pearl Green that my XJ came in. And then the nice thing about this is it's got clear coat also in here at the bottom. So I'm going to do a quick review of this and throw the video up and let you know whether or not, let you guys know whether or not I think this thing works. And I am going to cheat because I've already kind of done some major repairs on the bottom quarter panels. So this whole panel, I've got it ready to go for a real two-part clear coat. So in addition to doing this and the clear coat in the bottom, it's also going to get another coat of clear coat, which I think will make it really, really blend in, but we'll see. Anyway, let's get going. Okay, so how does this Duplicolor pen actually work? At the front end, you've got the abrasive tip like I described, and if you pop that off, let me see if I can do it with one hand, you've got a pen, okay? And if you depress the tip of the pen, paint comes out. It's hard to control. Some people will say, get a piece of plastic, depress the pen, get a glob of paint on the plastic, and then just use that so that you don't wind up with, big globby messes on your car. I don't care enough to do that, so I'm just going to use the brush. And to get to the brush, you want to keep the abrasive tip on so you don't get paint on your hands. So you keep the abrasive tip on and you just unscrew. I can't do it with one hand because it's on there too. There we go. You just unscrew that part and the paintbrush comes out, right? And then the bottom, I probably won't use this, but the bottom in here is where the clear coat applicator is. So there you go. That's it. Very simple, all in one package. I don't know how long the shelf life is, so I would recommend doing all your scratches and stuff in one go. But that's how you take this apart. That's where everything is kind of located in the Duplicolor pen. Okay, so you're supposed to first use this tip to kind of scrape away the rust in the paint. Let's see how that goes. Well, I'm not, so far it's not ideal. I'm probably gonna have to put this down and use both hands to give it a good go, but you get the idea. And then after I finish that, we'll hit it with alcohol to clean the dust and stuff off. Okay, so I've gone ahead and done a job on all the little chips in that area. Now I'm gonna wipe it off with some alcohol, clean it up. I think it did a really good job of removing the bad paint and the rust, actually, once I really started to use both hands and stuff. Didn't take long at all, literally like a minute or two. And then we'll move on to painting once this dries. Okay, so now we've got the paint ready. I'm just gonna try and do this really carefully. And supposedly, this is paint and primer combined. So you don't have to do a separate primer. That's according to what I read on the box on this thing. That's not I didn't invent that. And there we go. We'll see how this works after, my final clear coat. But I'm going to guess that this is going to stick out like a sore thumb. And part of the reason is that it's right smack in the middle of a corner panel, not on the edge. If you notice the edge part that I just did right down here, that looks really good. It's barely visible. So this is really going to depend on where on your vehicle you have to do this, whether or not it stands out. But look, it's better than having it exposed to the elements. So I'll come back once that's dry and put on the clear coat. All right, so it's been about 20 minutes and the paint has dried. I would say, look, this is about as good as you can expect from like a touch-up paint product like the Duplicolor pen. I was not overly careful either. I used the brush when in some cases I should have used the pen applicator. I don't know if you can see this, but I put on too much paint, so it's kind of, there's kind of a bump. But at the same time, these are old little scratches and rock chips that nobody had taken care of, so I had to remove a lot of rust, etc. I'm happy with this. Now it's covered. I've decided not to use the clear coat in this pen because I am going to spray clear coat like the whole panel. So I figured now, it's already kind of bumpy there. Why add to the problem? And the spray on clear coat's going to take care of everything anyway. So yeah, I mean, is the color match perfect? No, because the original paint is so old at this point, it's faded. So I've just finished up spraying clear coat, and here's what it looks like after I spray the clear coat. And you can see it, it's obvious where I touched up, right? But it still looks a lot better than it did with the scratches and everything. So I'm very happy with it. Didn't expect it to be perfect. This is very new, or this is very old paint. And you can see down here where I've applied new paint with a rattle can. The camera makes it very obvious. It actually looks better in person. But anyway, happy with Duplicolor pen. The important thing is that the rust can't get into that metal now. And on to the next project. Hey, like, subscribe, do all those things. Doc out. Oh, you made it to the end. That's awesome. Listen, I'm Doc. I'm the one who's, the voice behind these videos. And I really appreciate you taking the time to actually watch the whole thing. That's fantastic. If you've got time, if you want to, if you like the video, hit like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to hit the bell button so you get notified of new videos when I put them up. I'm going to try and do one a week. And I'm going to do a bunch of Instagram stuff, so make sure you follow me there and on Twitter. Instagram's going to be the shorter stuff. I don't have any merchandise yet. I'm planning to as the channel grows. If I succeed, I'll get some merch. For now, if you really want to help me in another way, you like these videos enough, I'm going to put links to my books in the description of the video. I'm a science fiction author in my spare time as well, so I'm juggling a lot of balls. But anyway, I really appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you at the next one. Hey, do me a favor and turn this junk off. I don't know how to deal with tech.